Shalom. My name is Yehoshua Yaakov, and this video is being made from Jerusalem. It comments upon Sam Harris at Idea City. Shalom, Sam. I see you as a very intelligent, articulate, well-intended, sincere fellow, um, but a work in progress. Okay, we're all work in progress. That's not. And I'm glad to hear you say and make emphasis of the fact that your purpose is not incitement or criticism, but really the ascent of man and learning. Let us all get on the same page. I've listened to Christopher Hitchens and what's his name, Pat Condell, and yourself, and a number of others, and let us get everybody on the same page. To begin with, none of the three of you are aware of the most significant event in human history of the last 1,000 years or more, and that is particularly the collapse of the local reality. We are now in the historical era of the end of man and mankind's exile from God and man's authentic self. And I've listened to all of your articulations, and aside from Chris Hitchens is a cognitive, empirical, epistemologic confusion of mind, and the other fellow, Pat Condell, is another more extreme confusion of mind. When you see the ascent on the ladder that they've climbed of secular humanism, they've come to the top ladder and happily and gleefully jumped off into the pool with no water in it. The underlying thesis of their atheism is tenuous, is unsupported by the facts of history, but it's their personal choice. Nobody's going to argue with that. But their arguments are specious and spurious and irrelevant in human history. But the fact that yourself and Christopher have Jewish mothers, you're Jewish, and so it's very significant that you understand right now that we're all about to wake up. And the end of the exile of man and mankind is now a reality. So we all have to and have need to get on the same page. We don't have Asians and Africans and Russians, and we have one human family. And the very strident assertions that are being made about all evil in the world comes from religion and organized religion. That's wrong. That's not your articulation. That's Christopher Hitchens' articulation, but it's wrong. And why is it wrong? The fact is that if he were a scientist and he read philosophy and economics, and he was a journalist, and in the UK he was to the left, and he was to the right, and he was on the moon, and who knows where he is today. He's a work in progress and a confusion of mind. Having said that, he's a very articulate confusion of mind. But the fact of the matter is, the problem is not religion and organized religion that's the root of all evil in the world. In fact, the problems that we're facing today and have faced for thousands of years are from exile in general and mankind's particular lack of identity. Okay. But I'm not going to elaborate on that. I'm going to simply say, where are we today? Today, after the collapse of the local reality, the only question that has significance and really relevant that we have to deal with first, and then second and third, there's an order to the problems. The first is what comes after the collapse of the local reality. Okay, the East-West models have collapsed: communism, capitalism, and democracy, and the latter being more afflicted with a basic implosion. Having said that, we now come to Humanomics, which is the East-West convergence model. And the notion that science can produce a morality is a foolhardy exercise. But having said that, we're willing to hear all of these theories, even when they're half-baked, because that's all part of the evolution and ascent of man. Having said that, Humanomics convergence model is comprised of two paradigms. Its new central organizing principle is the new cognitive behavioral science paradigm, receiving to give. Let me say what collapsed: the sociologic, psychologic, anthropologic model of man and mankind's mind of exile was giving to receive. I give, I get. I give my loyalty, I get recognition and respect. I give my work, I get my pay. Giving to receive, giving to get. That's the model of the world of man and mankind that was the central organizing principle of man's exile. It's finished. It's collapsed. And we got to get on with deconstruction, deprogramming, restoration, and healing, and what those things mean, and nobody understands that. We're still in denial. And so let us talk about a little model in physics. If you collapse the local reality, you're in the quantum reality. But, folks, if you're in denial of the collapse of the local reality, you block the ascent of man and mankind to inhabit the quantum reality. And the quantum reality, the new model, is in Hebrew, kabel b'shvilatet. In English, it's receiving to give. Receiving what? Receiving the authentic you. To give the authentic you to who? The authentic you. Very good. And to your spouse, to your children, your family, community, and your world. And this is the solution. And secondly, the new economic paradigm is the other half of the East-West convergence model of Humanomics that provides for a macro, top-down, an inductive and deductive, bottom-up, participatory model for the G9 and for the LDCs with a new economic paradigm, so that we get a just and a fair distribution, and we avoid the extremes of the dismal and the bleak articulations of atheism and all of the hypotheticals that are flowing from it that are really quite fantastic and spins. Okay, we have to move on. We've come the way we've come. We've come to the end of exile. Now we're in the redemption. So we have to end the denial. We have to deconstruct ground zero. We have to deprogram the mind of exile. We have to get on with it. And we don't have to become atheists to do that. And the new East-West convergence model is Humanomics. This is the framework in which man and mankind ascends. It's not communism, it's not broom closet socialism, it isn't democracy, it isn't capitalism, it's Humanomics. It's a participatory, cognitive, identity-resolved model that helps man and mankind to help himself. And the central organizing principle and thesis is that there is indeed a God, and he's the God of the cosmos. And we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater just yet with all of these empty-headed promises that, you know, atheism is the solution, because, frankly, it isn't. Okay. Having said that, there is the impending confusions of mind. I'm quite familiar with all of the levels of your articulation and its permutations and where it leads. And, you'll feel better in the morning. I get emails telling me how ignorant I am because I'm not an atheist. And it's a little bit, it's sad to see the effect that you're having, Sam, and Chris is having, and these people are having on people who don't have the depth and the breadth and sophistication and education and intellectual grasp of the issues. So let's move on. Let's all get on the same page where we began. Man and mankind's exile has ended. Okay, let's all get on the same page. And the first page of what is new is Humanomics in general and its new central organizing principle, received to give. Thank you for listening. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov, formerly Michael O'Donnell. I live in Jerusalem for the last one, an American citizen. Thank you.